Hey guys, welcome to BP the Bible Perspective. Would Jesus say Black Lives Matter? Well, before we get into it, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. This question was asked during a debate between a black Christian conservative and a black Christian progressive. I actually did a video on it, and it was between Dr. Vodi Bachman, the conservative, and Dr. Rashad Ritchie, the progressive. Now, both gave good answers. Both answers were right, and they were wrong. And the reason why is because the answers came from social perspective. Not even Christian perspective, but social perspective. In other words, it was Dr. Ritchie who had asked Dr. Bachman about the question. Asked him the question. And of course, they're talking in a social condition. The problem with answering the question is that Jesus didn't get involved in social issues. Jesus certainly could have gotten involved in certain issues. There were social issues around the Roman Empire at that time. In fact, you had what's called the Zealots, who had a social cause. In fact, many of Jesus' own disciples were constantly questioning him about rising up and restoring the kingdom of Israel. Now, on the other hand, the other social issues, the Jews hated the Samaritans. The Samaritan, to be called a Samaritan was like the N-word of the day. And if you remember, in John chapter 8, the Pharisees called Jesus a Samaritan. Okay? Like the N-word. In John chapter 4, when Jesus traveled through Samaria, and by the way, the region of Samaria, the Jews hated the Samaritans so, they despised the Samaritans so, they would, if they could, travel around the region rather than take a straight shot to go through the region. Well, Jesus went through, and as a result, Jesus' purpose and mission was accomplished. You see, if you were to put the phrase, would Jesus say Black Lives Matter? Yes, he said it. Yes, he would, and yes, he did. But of course, that's in the context of the cross. You see, we could put the same phraseology and say, would Jesus say Samaritan lives matter? Well, of course. His actions prove that by going through Samaria, stopping in the town, drinking from a well, associating with a Samaritan woman, which she was surprised. And as a result of the encounter, she was better, the town was better, they came to Christ. That's how Jesus said, not only Black lives matter, all lives matter, Samaritan lives matter, Jews' lives matter. See, that's the difference. See, the problem of race in our society, in our culture, is so deep-rooted. It's hard to even admit it. The phrase Black Lives Matter came because of a group of people frustrated by seeing cops kill unarmed black people. And so they said, Black Lives Matter. Whites who hate racial reconciliation, see, retorted by saying all lives matter, which was a lie. Because if all lives matter, then why aren't those whites retorting by saying, hey, here's how we take care of black lives? See, you can ask, whenever did black lives matter in this nation? Of course, now, that's even morphed into blue lives matter, to add even more insult to that injury. You see, the term all lives matter is unnecessary since white lives has always mattered. It is the cry of injustice when they said Black Lives Matter. But that's a social issue. When the question was asked, would Jesus say Black Lives Matter? Of course Jesus would say Black Lives Matter. Now if you say, would Jesus join the Black Lives Matter cause? No, he wouldn't. You know why? Because Jesus did a greater work. See, when he went to the town of Samaria, he won the entire town. And you know what he did by doing that? He also taught his disciples, who were very hesitant with going to the town of Samaria. He taught them something as well as what? Reach those people. See, the cross goes beyond social issues and changes people, spirit, soul, and body. And eternally, I may add. So yes, Jesus would say Black Lives Matter. The cross demonstrates that Black Lives Matter. It is religious people who make the difference. But Jesus, yes, he would say Black Lives Matter, and he did say Black Lives Matter. And by hanging on the cross, all lives mattered. That's my perspective. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. Till next time, I'll see you then.